What's up guys, JV2017 here, and today I wanted to offer up an idea that I think would really improve the new survival mode substantially. Since we're just waiting for the official release on PC and then consoles in the weeks to follow, I thought it would be a relevant topic, something to talk about while we wait. And this idea comes in the form of player choice, which is something I always value out of any game I am playing. It's an idea that I first brought up here on the channel right around when survival mode was leaked and then officially announced by Bethesda, and then of course it's been in Steam beta for a few weeks, so I've had several weeks to kind of play and tinker around with it, and still, I think this idea makes a lot of sense. What I would love for Bethesda to consider adding in a future update is a separate version of survival mode that includes some kind of checklist or a system of sliders. Some kind of bulleted list of features that have been introduced in this new survival mode that allows player to pick and choose what they want in this mode. Maybe slide one feature down to 20%, maybe slide another feature up to 80%, something like that. And I'm not saying this should replace the current survival mode in its current state, because I think there's definitely a place for a difficult mode that Bethesda wants to craft themselves and really send players through that experience on their own terms. I totally get that. Now you may be sitting there or standing, whatever you're doing while watching and listening to me talk, and you may be thinking, JV, come on, tough it up. This is survival mode, this is what Bethesda put out, on and on and on and on. And I think my expectation here is kind of driven by the fact that we have a really large, huge modding community around Fallout. That's a huge reason that a lot of people like to play Fallout, because they like to install their own mods, and of course that's going to be coming to consoles very soon. And maybe it's because we have this community and the fact that it's built around Bethesda games in general that, we get a new mode from Bethesda and we think, how can we improve this? How can we make this better? How can we add more player choice? And I think the checklist system is just that. And it's also driven by the fact that their new survival mode that they have in their current form makes it quite difficult for a lot of builds to succeed. I can't speak for everyone, but a lot of what I enjoy out of Fallout is creating a lot of unique builds. I used to have a series here on my channel that I think stopped. I haven't done one of these build videos in probably a month or two. It's been a little while, and they may return at some point, but the point is that this kind of creativity with build creation and, going after certain perks and going after a certain play style is really kind of hampered with this new survival mode. And you may be sitting there thinking, JV, it's optional. You don't have to play survival mode. You don't have to play this harder difficulty, on and on and on. But the problem is that Bethesda took away the old survival mode and they replaced it with this mode. And that's kind of an issue for me because, playing in survival mode before was really the only way I played Fallout, but that survival mode experience is gone. All we have below this new survival mode is very hard. So if you think about it, we only have two different experiences right now. We've got the casual experience from very easy to very hard, and then the super hardcore survival mode that they have now with all of these illnesses and saving only when you sleep and no fast travel. And that's what we've got. We've got those two options now, and there's no midpoint. So I think the game would just really benefit from some kind of system like this. And if I were to design it myself, I would just have players either I would have the system where either a current game can change to the new custom survival mode, or if you want to start a new game, then you can kind of craft it from the title menu. So let's say, for example, you're already on your level 60 character and you want to make and create your own custom survival mode. All you would need to do is pause the game, go to difficulty, go to custom survival mode next to normal survival mode, and then you are presented with a giant checklist, kind of a menu of sliders and options that allow you to go through each of these new survival mode features and say, yes, I want that, no, I don't want that, yes, I want that, and on and on and on. And the thing is, this is all about player choice. I think it's super important, especially in this game when people criticize a lot of how, Bethesda doesn't offer player choice. I think it would be really awesome to allow players to create their own custom survival mode. Another reason this is a great idea is because a lot of people criticize Bethesda's games for being super buggy and super glitchy and crashing and causing all of these issues. Now, we don't know if everyone's saying that. Actually, we do know that not everyone's saying that is using mods. So it's not just the fault of mods that games are crashing. People on console will find a lot of crashing and, bug kind of issues with, Fallout 4. That's just a fact. We know that Bethesda releases games like that, and, we're kind of holding them to a higher standard, it seems like, these days. But the point I'm making is that some people genuinely will not try this new survival mode just because they have limited time or they know their game is really buggy and glitchy on their system for whatever reason. We can't go and diagnose every single thing, but having this checklist system would allow you to get get rid of some of these requirements that you just, if your system crashes, if you run into some kind of glitch where you can't move, your saves get corrupted, any of that, then you've got a backup. You're not completely screwed. You're not set back 2 hours and unbelievably frustrated because you couldn't find a bed. So to kind of recap the 3 main reasons why I think there needs to be a custom survival mode is, number 1, the first survival mode that came out with the launch of the game is gone and nobody can experience that experience anymore. They have effectively changed that, and that's something I miss. So I think this would be a nice alternative. Second, a lot of builds will just not work with this new survival mode, and that's a huge part of why I love this game. So I think, also letting people customize their own version of a survival mode would just be a good move by Bethesda. And finally, the game can just be buggy and unreliable and crash. And if you are playing this mode and you made significant progress and haven't been able to find a bed, well, you're pretty much SOL. If you're playing this new survival mode, you can't do anything about that. You lose a lot of progress, and that can be generally frustrating. So this new, custom mode would allow people to tailor the game in such a way that if your system is really buggy and you can't deal with these things, then this will help. So I'd like to hear from you guys. This was kind of an outside-the-box video, not something that I usually do, but I think it is a legitimate suggestion for Bethesda. And then once again, if they don't do this, I fully expect modders, if they haven't already been working on something like this, to create some kind of, checklist system where people can make a new game and tailor their own experience. So really let me know in the comment section below. Am I crazy? Is this something that is not necessary? Am I just bitchy and whiny? Because I know plenty of people will say that as well. Or do you think this is something that legitimately has a place in Fallout 4? Let me know all of what you're thinking in the comments below. Alright guys, today we talked about a checklist slider system for a new custom survival mode idea for Fallout 4. And next time we will cover more Fallout on my channel, so stay tuned for Fallout 4 tips and tricks videos. If you learned something new, remember to hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe for survival mode coverage, Wasteland Workshop, and Far Harbor DLC, and general tips and tricks videos. Talk to you guys next time. Peace.